Before you relocate to any country, state, town, place, planet, star, galactic federation, there's one thing that I always recommend to people, and that is joining Facebook groups. Now, that might sound like, oh, the obvious, of course, but there's very niche and specific Facebook groups that I always recommend. So, for example, I'm in this group that's called Girls Gone International. Now, I might not be internationally living, but I do think that it's important to see what kind of tips and insight that they could give you, because they know a lot of things that you may not know by actually doing things. And who knows, you might find somebody at the beach on a sailboat or on a yacht that might invite you over to Europe, and you got to make sure that you're good. You can't just leave it up to somebody else. And so there's things that I think that you could really ask people, even if you're not in the situation at that exact moment, to possibly prepare yourself. So I'm in Girls Gone International. I'm in Black people around the world. I'm in Black women around the world. I'm in a lot of like girls in their 20s traveling solo. I'm in very specific Facebook groups. And because of that, I can see what other people are talking about going through. I can chime in. If I have insight, I post my relocation workbook in those all the time, because people are traveling all over the world. And I ask a lot of people for tips about things so that I can put it in the workbook too. So I do think that that is a very good piece of information to think upon before you move anywhere, or even if you are staying in your place. Join Facebook groups, join meetups. It's always a great way to get social, get into with your community, find volunteer work, find protests, or to be aware of what the political climate is in your area as well, with your local politics, people voting on whether they should tear down the park so that they can build a condo you had no idea about. Just things like that. If you're staying in the States, I'm on my neighborhood app as well. So that's always good. If you're moving within the United States, get it on a neighborhood app and put in the zip code that you're moving to. See what people are typically talking about in that neighborhood. But that's something that I always tell people.